Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, The Adam Project. So, of course, I'm excited to see this. It's Netflix release, which is fantastic. And of course, it has Ryan Reynolds, one of my all-time favorites. One of the only celebrities I follow on Instagram. Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk, is in this. Jennifer Garner from Alias. Zoe Saldaña. And a lot of different things. She's good. But evidently, Ryan Reynolds plays a time-traveling pilot that goes back in time and meets his younger self and has to deal and cope and with his late father, and has to cope with the past while saving the future. That's what IMDb says. So 6.9 on IMDb, 21,570 people rated so far, hour and 46 minutes long. I'm excited. I've been waiting for this for a little bit, and let's get into it. Let's find out what it's about, give you a better idea, let you know what I think. I think it's going to be awesome. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're going to do a quick check-in here. We're watching The Adam Project. We're at the 59-minute, 57-second mark. Well over halfway. There's 46 minutes left. But it goes by quickly. It's very action-packed. And I'll let you in on what it's about. So Ryan Reynolds is from 2050, comes back in time to look for his wife, which is Zoe Saldaña, and he's supposed to go to 2018, but he ends up in 2022, and runs into his 12-year-old self, or purposely runs into him. And time travel has always been a thorn in my side in all kinds of movies. I don't like it. Like, even in the Avengers, they use that to fix everything, time travel. So, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to go back in time and fix something. Now, Mark Ruffalo plays their dad, who invented time travel. But evidently it causes a whole lot of problems, and they're supposed to go back and stop him from creating time travel. Of course, doing all that will undo, Ryan Reynolds and Zoe Saldaña's relationship and everything else. So you've seen that before. I was trying to think of where it came from, and I don't want to get into it too much because I remember now. But it's like, it's, well, if we do this, we'll still fall in love because we're meant to be. And that whole thing, like, are they really going to be, or are they going to, end up separate? That came to mind when that came up. But anyway, so they're going back in time, and that's ultimately. There are the girl from 40-Year-Old Virgin, I forget her name. I saw her. She's like leading the group against to find them, to stop them from doing what they're doing ultimately, because she is the one profiteering. They didn't say that. I did. Yeah, I'm using big words, right? Go ahead and Google that. I'll give you a second. From the time travel stuff. Catherine Keener. So, but she's chasing them down, trying to stop them, ultimately. And there's a lot more, whatever. I don't want to go into too much detail, but it's very, kind of futuristic, the way that they fight, and all the ships, and obviously time travel. But it also has a flavor of Star Wars. They don't mention Star Wars. They mention Back to the Future, not Star Wars, but they do say lightsaber. But that's it. They don't really talk much else about it, but you'll see what I mean when you watch, if you've seen Star Wars. I mean, especially Return of the Jedi. That's just my opinion. And I did take a note. I don't think I have to read it, but I was pretty excited about this, so I wrote it down right away, that, so Ryan Reynolds, to be the time traveler, he's a pilot, right? Which I always wanted to be. But I believe, and maybe this isn't the case and it's just coincidence, they opened the movie with a nod to Iron Eagle, right? So in Iron Eagle, Louis Gossett Jr., great movie, one of my favorites as well. Give Me Some 11. Right, so that was a big song in that movie when they needed to make up some time in order to fly over to save his dad. As a matter of fact, right? And now I always listen to that song. I always think it's a great song. It's one of my saved in the Sirius when it pops up. It's like, give me some Lovin' on. I'm like, let's listen to it, right? So big fan of that one. But they open up the movie with Ryan Reynolds flying his jet or whatever to that song. So I say it's a nod to Iron Eagle. Now, it might not be, and just coincidental, but I'm throwing it out there. I'm starting a trend. I'm saying that's what it's about. So this is going to go viral when everybody finds that out, right? Anyway, so, but, you know, he's got the Ryan Reynolds sense of humor. And I was trying to watch the kid in the beginning because the kid is, you know, the young Ryan Reynolds, essentially. And he is trying to act like him. I do see some mannerisms, but not as good as Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis when Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in Looper. That, when he was acting as the previous, like he was going to become Bruce Willis, essentially, the characters, he really does a phenomenal job of acting like Bruce Willis, I thought. So, this kid's okay. You know, I caught a little bit of it, but not as good as that. So, there you go. A lot of information on this check, and I really appreciate that you stayed here. So, let me get back to it and see where it goes from here, and you never know. I might come back with even more nuggets that you could enjoy. Probably not. But anyway, stick around anyway. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of The Adam Project, and, you know, it stayed very entertaining. And I wrote it down, but I remember now. It was a great soundtrack. In addition to Give Me All Your Love, and there's a lot of good songs in it, I thought. So, so fun action film, good for kids. I will say that there is some light language, the S word and stuff like that. So, you know, depends on, you know, what you allow your kids to watch. It's obviously PG-13, so 13-year-olds can watch it. My 3-year-old probably wouldn't be that entertained, but I could see, hopefully when he's a little bit older, this would really interest him. You know, like I said, the sci-fi aspect of it, kids would enjoy, you know. And the kids in it the whole time, so I think they would enjoy it. I don't know. Hoping he would like something like this, but I don't know. Other than that, there's not much else to tell. I don't want to spoil it. I mean, I think the whole thought is, well, are they going to fix everything? And if they fix it and they go back and stop time travel, what's going to happen to everybody? All that kind of stuff. So, you know, I'm going to say they left some openness there. I think. Maybe not, but I'm going to give this one a 7, I think, so much. I mean, again, I don't think I have anything else to tell you except for when I get into spoilers a little bit, but that's it. I think I covered everything. If I think of anything, I'll let you know, but I'm going to talk a little bit more openly about it. So, I like to add this last piece, so if you haven't seen it and you don't want to spoil it, again, I won't. When I say spoil it, I just talk a little bit more about the movie. I don't necessarily talk about the way it ends, right? So spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, disconnect now, or you know, you don't want to hear this. So with that said, so we know Mark Ruffalo's character, which is Adam's father, who invented time travel, ends up dying in a car crash, right? So when they go back in time and they meet with him, they don't want to tell him, of course, because he doesn't want to alter it. We don't find out he figures it out and says, you can't tell me when it happens and how it happens, it's got to happen. So a couple of things there. We come back to reality, or fixed time. We don't know. Did that change anything? You know, maybe not. It doesn't, they don't allude to it. But here's my whole thought, and I wonder if this was in the writers' heads, or, you know, whoever would make this type of decision. So we had Catherine, whatever her name is, the villain, the head villain, who's the one who stole all his technology and made millions of dollars, whatever. And she admits to killing Ryan Reynolds' wife twice, right? Well, what if she was responsible for killing Mark Ruffalo's character in the car crash so that she could steal his company? I just thought that's the way it was going to play out. You know, like that was her whole thing. You could tell she was becoming evil, and she wanted all of this, and that was what they were going to do, was have him killed and then take his company away. They never say that. They leave that out. But I kept thinking that when they go back to fixed reality, it'll come to that point, and it'll be like, oh, the reason he's still alive isn't because they told him or anything like that. It's because they eliminated her before she could cause his car accident. Right? You know, I wonder if that was in their head. I don't know how it couldn't be. How nobody can think of that and put that in the movie. Maybe they didn't want to. Maybe they thought about it and they thought, hey, you know what? Can't be all unicorns and rainbows. We still gotta, you know, kind of do that kind of thing. I don't know. But there's a good, you know, logical explanation to have his character live without telling him what happened. So that's what I wanted to share with everybody. Let me know your thoughts without spoiling it for everybody else. And hopefully I get a chance to read it. But hopefully you stuck with me this long. I appreciate it. And check it out if you haven't. If you had already, great. Watch it again. Go back in time and watch it again. Just kidding. Alright, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.